Hey you guys, today we are going to be talking about why I personally chose to buy a new construction home and why I eventually chose to sell my new construction home. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Robert Navarro. I'm a new build ambassador at newbuild.real estate. In tradition, we always introduce a beer. This is a not sponsored beer because, well, they've never wanted to sponsor me, but if you ever want to, Dogfish Head, I would love to be sponsored by you. I love your beers. Today's beer is 9% alcohol. That means that this one beer is plenty enough for me not to be driving for sure. So this 90-minute Imperial IPA, let's give it a shot. See what it tastes like. See if I would drink it before church or something. This is a great beer. Ooh, on my scale, right off the bat, I'm gonna give it a solid 9.5. Anyways, so let's get started in talking about my favorite thing, which is me. Just kidding. I want to share my personal experience and the reason that I personally chose to purchase and eventually sell a new construction home. This whole channel, I'm constantly telling you on why I recommend that you go the new construction route, and I want to tell you that I am practicing what I preach. I purchased my first new construction home when I was 22 years old. That was my work, everything that I had done. It was not daddy's money. It was me and everything that I had worked for. But why did I go new construction? And to be honest, it's the same reason in a lot of my videos. The main reason was closing costs. I was 22 years old. I had just graduated college and I didn't have thousands and thousands of dollars to just, go and put down payments and pay closing costs and all that stuff. So one of the main reasons that I first honestly even opted for a new construction home was the reduced upfront cost of purchasing a new construction home. The second reason I chose to purchase a new construction home was I was 22. I don't know how to build anything at that point in my life. I don't even think I could replace a broken toilet, and I only bring that up because I have friends who have done it, and I'm very impressed by their skill set to replace a toilet. With that being said, I wanted to know that what I was purchasing was warranted, and at the end of the day, it wasn't gonna be something that was gonna be causing me so much stress. Being that I'm 22, I like to travel, and I love to work, I spend a lot of time outside the house. So what I don't want to have to worry about is, oh my gosh, is the AC working, or that broke, and now I have to worry about either more expenses and more time. The other reason I chose to purchase a new construction home was because of the energy efficiency. When I was taking into consideration my monthly payment, I didn't just take into consideration, can I afford this monthly mortgage payment? But I also want to know, how much is it gonna cost at the end of the day for me to just have this whole building to myself? We have to take into consideration, Wi-Fi, other utilities such as gas, water, whatever it may be. And so I wanted to understand what all goes into actual home ownership. Right? When you think of a mortgage, you think, oh, okay, well, if I can afford the mortgage, then I can afford the house. And honestly, that's kind of true, but to a certain extent, it's not. Because there's so many other expenses that come with home ownership that if you don't take those into consideration, you'll be known as what's house poor. And for those of you who don't know what house poor means, that basically just means that you can't do anything because you're constantly having to put money aside to pay for your house, which, makes you poor. You can't live your life, whatever. So the energy efficiency of a new construction home gave me the freedom to make sure that I wasn't house poor. On top of that, being that I was in college, it was so much easier to rent out the extra few rooms to my friends because it was nice, it was new, it was modern, and it really just sold itself. Now, I will add, I had already been a real estate agent for some time, at that point maybe 2 or 3 years, but I was representing myself. And I want to tell you one thing, I was still shitting myself. Even though I had the experience of, helping other people purchase a home and stuff like that, it's a very emotional process. And I was extremely grateful to, my colleagues that were also realtors, as well as the sales rep, and I will give them a shout out. It was a D.R. Horton home, my very first home, who helped me out through the entire transaction. So when we were in the negotiations process, kind of discussing different upgrades, even though I knew what I was doing and I knew what I could ask for, I was overthinking it. You get so emotional because it's your own home. Having someone you can count on, in my case, another realtor colleague of mine, to be just hey, does that sound right? Was that a good call? I know she said this, but should I be doing that or not? Just to bounce off those ideas, it really, really, really helps. And the reason I bring that up is because here at NewBuild.Real Estate, all we do is new construction. And to be honest, if you are looking for a new construction home, you want to have someone that knows what questions to ask and can help you through those emotional roller coasters that you're going to be going through. Before I move on to why I chose to sell my house, I chose to purchase a 4-bedroom, 2,300 square foot home that was 2 full bathrooms. It was an awesome open concept and it sat on almost half an acre. The reason I bring this up is because in the area that I chose to buy this first home, it really gave me leverage to be able to eventually sell my home a little bit down the line. A couple of years down the line, I eventually chose to sell my new construction home. I was over that area and I was ready for something different and I wanted something a little more luxurious, to which I inevitably took advantage of the amazing 2020-2021 market and listed my home for sale. Being that it was a new construction home made it incredibly easy to sell my home. A lot of these things were still under warranty, and to be honest with you, we took care of the house very, very well, to the point where there was really nothing wrong with the house. When the inspection report came back, there was really nothing to negotiate. Well, I understand that maybe purchasing a new construction home is not for everybody. I'm willing to say that it should be for everybody, but that's besides the point. My experience gave me the freedom that I did not expect to have. Everything was new. I got to come in. I honestly even got to buy new furniture with the amount of money I had saved in closing costs and so much more reduced expenses up front that I was able to negotiate. That when I came in, I had this blank slate and it was beautiful. I didn't have to worry about appliances breaking down like I mentioned before. I didn't really have to worry about anything. I had this massive yard to entertain and play basketball, volleyball, soccer, whatever you wanted to do, and I had all the space to do it. I purchased a spec home. And the reality is, a lot of builders, they want to move their inventory. The closer that home is to complete or is complete, the more incentives and sales and promotions they put on that. Why? Because to give you some background, once a house is complete, that house is costing the builder more money. So they need to move it fast. And for that reason, they throw incentives at you. I took advantage of that. I didn't get to pick the colors of the cabinets and the walls and all that. But at 22 years old, I didn't necessarily care for that. I just wanted a home and an investment that I could then rent out to cover my mortgage and then sell 3 years later and make over $55,000 in profit. Now, that is not the experience for everybody. I will say I bought at a regular market and then, we went into this crazy thing called COVID. The economy completely spiked. So in 3 years, I made over $55,000. That's not the case for everybody, but I'm comfortable enough to say that everybody who purchases a new construction home at the right time and is willing to compromise, maybe it may be on the home, the location, the time, or just different things, there is plenty of room to make money, whether it be up front or whether it be in the long run. Again, I got lucky. I made money up front and I made money in the long run. So, in my experience, if you're someone who's hesitant and has a little bit of money and wants to purchase a new construction home or wants to just purchase a home, the biggest bang for your buck is going to be the new construction route. The whole purpose of this channel is to help educate the consumer or the home buyer that's looking for a new construction home. The reason we made this video on why my personal experience was because I wanted to let you know that I am practicing what I preach. I am a product of the things that I am putting out there, and I can share my successes and my losses with you guys as I go through my life as well. So if genuinely you think this video or the next video or any other video on our channel has benefited you or benefits anybody, like, subscribe, share. We really want to grow this community of individuals who are looking for a new construction home. So again, like, subscribe, and if there's anything I can ever do for you, link is in the comments below. Leave a comment below. I will personally be responding to those, and we'll see you guys next week on how to buy a home for little to no money down.